Howdy everybody, welcome back. It's been a while. I think it's been about 4 weeks since I put a video up. This is going to be part one of my Tom Daniels group build, which as you can see is the beer wagon. But I'm not going to do it up in yellow. I'm going to do this up as a Jim Beam wagon. And I have chosen Tester's One Coat Lacquer root beer color, and I found a gentleman on eBay that makes custom made decals for different, I think he's got some for Coke, RC, some beers, and he had one for Jack Daniels too, but I wanted Jim Beam, so he made me up a custom set. Comes with the dash decal, and it's in color, and all the other decals for the barrels and the side of the wagon. So I've already wiped down the parts with the alcohol. I have wanted to try this Valejo surface primer to see how well it lays down. I do have the Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover Primer, and I have the Duplicolor Primer Filler, and the other Duplicolor, I think it's Primer Sanding. But going through the spray can with these small parts and everything, I'm afraid I might get too heavy-handed, and I wanted more control, so I'm going to use this Valejo primer. And if it works, I'm going to get some more. I'll get a bigger bottle of it and start using it. I'm going to dechrome a lot of the parts and paint those. Some parts I will keep chrome. Well, like on the box, I'll keep the stacks chrome. I'm debating on whether the headers will be chrome or not, and they're actually, well, actually they are. The lines are molded out of the engine, so I guess the piece that goes on the end of it's chrome. Let's see here. Alright, I guess the piece that goes on the end of these is going to be chrome. Let's see. The gas tank will stay chrome. Part of the bottom will stay chrome, and then some parts of it won't. I'll do the chains up in a chrome color. I have that. I have the liquid chrome Molotov marker, paint marker, so I know I'll end up using that quite a bit. I do have Valejo thinner for the airbrush, but it doesn't say anything on the bottle about using thinner, so, and it shakes pretty well, and it seems like it's pretty thin, so I'm just going to go directly out of the bottle with it. I did start putting some parts together. I got the steer, I got the shaft and the steering wheel glued together, and I got the seats in there, and a couple steins are in the center there. I'll have to detail out, and the gear shift. Can't think clearly tonight for some reason. So I'm gonna cut now, and I'm gonna prime these back, and then when I come back and I'll show you what the parts look like when they're primed with this, and I'll let you know if I've had any problems with it for those that haven't used this but want to try it. So hang tight, and I will be back. Okay everybody, I'm back. We finished laying down the primer for the most part. I'm gonna have to go back and put probably one more coat on some pieces. It lays down really good. I like it, but you go through it real quickly. I think I got 3/4 of a bottle left, maybe a little between 3/4 and half of this. I did get heavy-handed with it on this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but it's kind of thick on there. In some areas it's still kind of, you still see the yellow coming through. Of course, you know, this is a yellow spruce, and it's going to take a little while to get it to cover, get this primer to cover. But I like the results. It lays down pretty smooth. There is some junk in it, but that's my fault because I didn't replace the pad I have down on in my paint booth with a new one. Excuse me, and I got the old one still in there, so it's kind of, it started up and it kind of got some of the junk on this. So a little bit of sanding and smooth that back out, and we'll be good to go. So that is it for now, for tonight. I just wanted to get a couple coats of primer on this and test it out, see if I like it or not. I do like it, but like I said, trying to cover up a bright color sprue parts is going to take a little bit with this primer. So I did have a little bit of trouble with it clogging up my airbrush at the needle. I think if you get some of that Liquid Tex retarder, or there's another brand out there, a few drops of it in with this should eliminate that part. That was the only problem I had. So I'm going to continue on tomorrow, putting on some more primer, sanding the parts I got junk on, sanding them down, put some more primer on, and I'm going to let the primer sit for the rest of the day, because they recommend letting it sit for 12 hours before you do any masking or sanding or anything like that. So by tomorrow morning it'll be all cured and I can do what I need to do, put some more primer on it, and I'm going to let it sit for the rest of the day and work on another project. So that is it for now. Until the next time, I will see you guys. And welcome back, everybody. This is now Sunday evening. I did put another coat of primer on the parts. I've let them sit for most of the day, and now they'll sit overnight. And I tell you what, I like that primer. This Valejo grape surface primer, it went down smooth. Didn't have any issues with it this time around, except not because I used a couple of drops of this airbrush thinner from Valejo, and that seemed to help quite a bit from keeping the paint from, gumming up on the airbrush. Some parts didn't get all the way covered, but the areas I didn't, you're not going to be able to see. You're not going to be seeing anyways, and they'll be covered up with different paint or pieces of the model. But overall, I am satisfied with the finish of it. It went down pretty smooth. So I'm going to start assembling some of it, get some pieces assembled, and start doing it in sub-assemblies, and then and get it painted. I'm going to brain fart there for a minute. Like I said before, I'm going to use the One Coat Lacquer Testers root beer, and the area that I got a lot of that gunk that I put too much paint on last night, for these panels here. This panel, it went away, it leveled itself out. This panel here, it's, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. There's a little bit of a build up there, but I think I'll have to look at the instructions, but I think this goes on the outside, and the billboard, the one of the Jim Beam billboards will be over it, so you're not going to really see it. And I'll smooth it down, I'll sand it down a little bit more. On another note, I did find a color for my Iron Man Igor 1/9 scale that I've been working on. I haven't really made any videos about it or anything. I've just been tinkering with it from here and there. But after months of searching for in the Apple Barrel and the Craft Smart and Americana and Folk Art and testers, I finally found a color blue that I am happy with, and it is the Model Master Acrylic Arctic Blue Metallic. And I sprayed it on one of his legs that I had messed up and had to put in the purple power, then messed up again and had to do it over again, and then I trial and error with the blues, but I finally found it. And here it is. And you see all the little imperfections that are in it from the trial and error with sanding and all that other stuff, but it's going to have a little bit of damage because the diorama I have in mind to do this, it's going to have a little bit. But I do like the way it came out. It looks like a pretty good color for what I have in the book. So this video has gone on about long enough. That's about all I've got. So sometime tomorrow I'm going to start doing some sub-assemblies and piecing part of this together and get it going. And hopefully I'll have it done here soon. So till the next update, guys, I'll see you.